5 and AM 660, The Answer.
With an outdated website and poor Google rankings, your competition is getting your potential customers. You need a marketing company who treats you like family. At JJC Marketing Solutions, we provide state-of-the-art websites, search engine optimization, and social media campaigns that work. Call me, Matt Buff, at 321-765-7710 and mention this ad to get your first month free. At JJC Marketing Solutions, we will make your website awesome again. We will make your social media work again. And yes, we will make your online marketing great again. Visit jjcmarketingsolutions.com or call 321-765-7710 today.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit right up. January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Let's go see the elephant. When I'm a road runner, I'm a road runner, honey, and you can't keep up with me.
Oh, yeah. Don't you just want to do that every now and then, especially on a day like today? Ladies and gentlemen, it's days like this that we in this business, I mean, we live for. I mean, does it get any better than this? First of all, President Trump totally vindicated. By the way, those were Jeffrey Toobin's words on ABC yesterday. So President Trump totally vindicated. Michael Avenatti totally arrested.
I mean, that in itself is a great story. Yeah. He was a presidential candidate potentially for the Democrats, too.
Well, I guess you can strike one from the debate stage anyway. And the Democrats and the liberal media are totally frustrated. All right, but we got it all for you right here tonight. We are the American Adversaries, kicking off the week here in style. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. We are on FM 105.5 and AM 660, The Answer. And we are up on the Titan Cave Cam, so you can see us on our YouTube channel. That's American Adversaries on YouTube. And please subscribe to us when you go there. And also, you can access that YouTube channel via our Facebook page, where you find the YouTube link. And it'll take you to the YouTube channel, and you message us just like you would on Facebook, and it shows up here on the YouTube for us. We really do appreciate that. And, of course, you can message us anytime you like on Facebook. We really appreciate all the activity that we're getting on Facebook. All right. Also, you can listen to us via your smart devices by downloading the free Answer Orlando app. Also on your Alexa devices, and of course, our website, AmericanAdversaries.com and TheAnswerOrlando.com. The union boss himself is in here tonight because I guess Wednesday you're going to be doing union boss business.
The last business had to be down at the Ritz-Carlton in Miami. Now, this one we're doing
I feel sorry for
downtown. We have about 50 former players coming in, and we will have a little bit of imbibing, and then we have our doctor there to go over some of the medical results.
All right.
So if
From the imbibing?
No, I was going to say, so if you're sober, please go back in the room and discuss how your medical turned out a few weeks ago.
Right.
Rather unique combination.
That will be an NFL players union meeting here Wednesday night. So Mike won't be here Wednesday night. And so he's in here tonight, and a timely night, too, with all of this stuff happening. And so it is Mike McBath. I am Christopher Hart, the political mad scientist philosopher. Jeff Sinnis is on the bridge. 407-774-8255 is the number. Abe Katsman will be joining us live from Jerusalem, yes, here shortly. And there may actually be military action going on over there because Hamas fired some rockets into Israel. One hit its target, or hit a target, hit a house. 7 people injured. The Israeli Defense Forces responded. I guess now maybe Hamas is responding. We're not quite sure. Abe will fill us in on that. Plus, the Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu, was in Washington. I think he's already on his way home, but he is carrying with him a proclamation signed by the President of the United States, formally recognizing the Golan Heights as part of the state of Israel. And that is a big deal.
And certainly President Trump was the first one to initiate that, correct?
Indeed.
I mean, no one else has acknowledged it before.
Well, he's, like he said, others have promised, none have delivered until now. So we'll get to Abe. John Barros is about somewhere, the candy man, bearing some candy, I do believe, for us. And I think he's got some good news for us again, too, from downtown. So it came out, obviously, Friday evening. The report itself, everyone knew, had been finally issued and was in the hands of the Attorney General and the Assistant Attorney General, presently still Rod Rosenstein. And the two of them spent Saturday and Sunday poring over the document. And then yesterday afternoon, about 3:35, 3:40, the letter, 4-page summary, what do you call it, of principal conclusions came out, and that's when the deflated balloons began to get deflated. The liberals and the media and the Democrats.
Don't you wonder, Chris, Rosenstein, when he's dealing with Barr, right? Okay, these are two people from, in essence, Barr seems to be more leaning, if that's right, toward the Republican side. We know where our other friend comes from. So therefore, you just wonder how the conversation goes, and is this properly written up, relative to all the information provided?
We'll find out.
You know what I mean?
That's something that, by the way, a lot of the liberal media and Democrats are saying we want to see the full report to see if Barr actually presented it correctly. We won't know until we see the report there, and we will see something. It won't be, quote unquote, the full report, because they're going to have to take some names and things like that out of it.
They got to redact some points.
And then we will see. Here's the problem for the Democrats. I'm pretty sure Bob Barr and Rod Rosenstein characterized it quite correctly. And here's the problem. See, I think the beginning of the end was when Bob Barr took office. If you remember, and we reported this on the show, one of the first things he did was he sat down with his old buddy. He said, "Hey, Bob, come on over. Let's have a little chat." And I think he said, "I want to see what you got. Where are you at on this thing? What's where
do we stand?"
It would be a natural question.
Right.
And Mueller's, well, we haven't found anything yet. You haven't found anything yet? Well, where have you looked? Okay. All right, Bob. I think it's about time. Let's get this thing sewed up.
Right.
And no more indictments, neither sealed nor open. And this is devastating news for the hoax crowd. And it should be, because it was a hoax all along. Even people who wanted to perpetuate the hoax couldn't do it. That's how bad of a hoax it was.
The thing I would be nervous about if I were a Democrat, if this thing is fully revealed, there could be such poison in there against the different Democrats who were involved in this that this thing could totally reverse on them by demanding they want a full transcript.
I'm not so sure they're going to find that so much is going to be in there as that they're going to see that these people looked hard and far and deep and found nothing.
Oh, I know. When you see the numbers,
and that is damning enough.
Right.
Now, what you're talking about, presumably the Inspector General is looking at, and he's going to report to the Attorney General. And the Attorney General can impanel a grand jury of his own. He doesn't need a special counsel. He can impanel his own grand jury to look into all that FISA stuff and all the Democrats and all that other stuff. But in terms of guys like Shifty Schiff, he hasn't really, I don't think, done anything illegal. He has put himself in serious political jeopardy, right? Going out there,
without a doubt,
making all these claims
from California.
and promises, and
in California, you go on forever.
And see, and we talked about this last night, and I encourage you to check out our archive. But on our YouTube channel, the problem for the Democrats is this is obviously it ain't close to what they wanted. Now they're trying to hang their hat on this obstruction business, but that's going nowhere.
Right.
It's as a matter of fact, Barr, in a very legalistic and subtle way, you might want to even say subliminal way, made fun of the obstruction of justice charge when he basically took Trump's argument and took it a step further. He said, you expect me to go in front of a jury and prove obstruction of justice when there was no crime to obstruct the investigation into, and that your investigation proved that there was never any hint of a crime. I'm supposed to present that case to a jury? And oh, by the way, all of your evidence of obstruction was things that the man did in public, and could easily be argued by a defense attorney. This is exactly what you would expect an innocent man to do. It's laughable. It's a joke. And the more these Democrats play this, there's something serious here. We got to know more, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. I invite you to go right ahead. You will make every day a pleasure to come in here and show what morons and doofuses you are. They make it too easy sometimes.
I mean, do you think somehow they could put pressure on to get our friend Shifty Schiff to resign from his position in Congress?
I don't think that they would shame him like that.
Where do we stop with basic lies that they're out? We know it. We have them on tape. There he is reciting one lie after another, damaging as it may be, hurting the American people, and he just continues on untouched. That's great. That's really great.
I wouldn't accuse him so much of being a liar as to being just a fraud who bought into his own fraud. Okay.
So a fraud's okay.
No,
no.
He's bought into it himself.
No,
he looks at Trump. Well, you saw the Lester Holt interview. To him, that's proof of obstruction of justice. He fired Comey. To him, that's proof of obstruction of justice. And it's ridiculous. It is not in any way whatsoever. And his tweets to Schiff are obstruction of justice. And what the Attorney General said was, that's laughable. A normal person would be outraged like this, and without a gag order, you might expect, especially a guy who has that kind of reach.
So, in essence, Barr comes up with the resolution of this. Nothing really going on against Trump. We spent $30 million.
25, 30.
The taxpayers' money's gone. The scoundrels who really put the deal together, they just go back into.
We don't know. No.
That's the only way I'll be happy if we track them down into the rat holes.
Let's not jump ahead of the gun here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, this report had nothing to do with anything other than the so-called Russia interference and the so-called collusion that may have resulted from it.
Right.
Okay. And they were going to go as far as they could down that avenue, and all the people that it involved, even with these tangential things, but they weren't going to go outside that. They didn't dare want to go outside that. Some of them would have been implicated in it, like Rosenstein,
right?
Like others who signed off on these warrants and things.
All these FISA warrants, right?
Right.
There has to be a ton of people involved.
Well, see, that's where the Inspector General comes in, and that's where And I want to go back to something you said a little while ago that Barr you think is acting more like a Republican. I think he's acting more like an adult. And what I mean by that is I think he's acting more like a serious attorney general who is looking at this and going, this is ridiculous. No collusion. And now you want me to fight a case for obstruction of justice when there was no crime? This is absurd. That is the adult approach, you see. And the political approach is something much different. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing from the Democrats and the media. They're trying to make this look like, oh, they did the greatest thing ever happened. This is all great and it's all their responsibility. It's because they have lost all credibility. They're a bunch of idiots and buffoons.
Well,
as I said, they make it too easy for us sometimes. Right?
And the fact that Barr, if he told them truly to shut it down, he was the catalyst that caused the shutdown of it, then yeah, he is acting like a responsible adult and acting the way every citizen would expect that person to act like.
I think he might have put it this way.
Right.
Either do your business or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Right?
Move on.
Let's get this thing done. This is not good for America. This is not good for the Justice Department. And that's why I think he's going to go farther. Because to really reestablish the credibility of this Justice Department and this FBI, the former leaders of both have got to be held accountable. Right. And he's smart enough to know that. And as he said during his confirmation hearings, he's the perfect guy for the job because he ain't got nothing to lose.
Well, we got the right guy.
And he's from deep enough in the swamp that he knows exactly the way the current flows and when the tide comes and goes, baby.
I'd be a little nervous if I were a few of these individuals.
I'd be a crap in my pants. Yeah. And I'd be thinking, why didn't we just let dead dogs lie? Yeah. The man was elected. Why didn't we just leave it go and fight him in 2020?
Well, they'll be able to use all the revenues from their book deals to help pay their way out of jail.
Well, I
pay
hope,
their attorneys.
I hope that line leaking
I hope it's true, too.
Jim Boy Comey has been piling up some of his money from his book deal. And the same goes for Lillette Munchkin and Andy Boy McCabe, right? Because they're right in the thick of this. And as I said, if this attorney general is serious, and I'm hopefully optimistic that he is, that if he's serious to clean up this mess and reestablish the credibility of our whole justice system, he has got to hold these people accountable.
We all agree.
All right.
We're there.
Well, what we're going to do now is take a break. When we come back, we got Abe Katsman. We got a lot of hot news going on, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll pick it all up right here tonight. You're listening to the American Adversaries Radio Show, and we thank you so much for doing so.
FM 105.5, AM 660, The Answer.
Hey, Central Florida, Dave Ramsey here. When you need advice on your taxes and want to work with someone who has the heart of a teacher, you need to see Larry Herring, CPA. He's one of our tax-endorsed local providers, and he's ready to talk with you about all your income tax needs. Larry Herring will help you manage your taxes just like any other expense. Take it from me, Larry is your guy. 407-647-7777 or at herringcpa.com.
Nearly everyone loves Italian food, but those people who love true, authentic Italian go to Cafe Positano. It's because owner and chef Pasquale Barba offers home-cooked food from his hometown, Positano, Italy. He is Italian. Local fresh items are combined with rare ingredients imported only from Italy, along with generations-old family recipes. Whether it's pizza or those delicious daily specials, taste for yourself at Cafe Positano, 4 miles west of I-4 on 436. 407-774-8080. The most authentic Italian food in Central Florida.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic. I-4 going slow both ways around. 192 eastbound I-4 slow from Conroy to past Lake Mary. Westbound I-4 slow from Carr to Kirkman. Got a crash Maitland Boulevard at Maitland Summit and Conroy at Vineland. Greenway northbound slow from Osceola Parkway to OBT with a crash blocking there. Turnpike slow southbound from the beach line to 192 and the beach line slow around I-4 and slow eastbound from Jetport to Narcoossee. That's your latest answer traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for tuning in to the American Adversaries. We really do appreciate you being out there. 407-774-8255 is the number. Abe Katsman will be checking in with us here momentarily. Once again, this has really put a monkey wrench, shall we say, in the plans of the Democrats going forward.
I mean, imagine how their game plan has been altered. I guess they're going to have a big convention. Maybe they all need to fly to the islands or something to discuss this, right? And spend some more of taxpayers' money.
Well, they held a teleconference on Saturday with the entire Democratic caucus, meaning the entire Democratic delegation. And I'm sure they're trying to figure out how they're going to spend this, what they're going to do with this.
Well, they need more money. So if you're listening, if you could send them some money, that'll definitely help them, right?
Right. Yeah. And even though they had to admit that there was no collusion, and when I say they, I mean Herr Mueller and his witch hunters, they did put this thing in here about the obstruction of justice, which they technically speaking, if they would have followed the guidelines of the Justice Department and in fact the law, they would not have put that in there. Because if they couldn't find enough to charge the man and were confused about whether even to do it, it's not enough to put that in there and say, well, we didn't find enough to charge him, but we didn't find enough to exonerate him either. That's
But
unfair.
They did say they did not find sufficient evidence.
Correct.
That's good enough.
Yeah. All right.
Move on.
Let's go to Abe Katsman now, live from Jerusalem, and see what he thinks about all this. Oh, I love that music. Let's let it go a second. There you go. I love that crashing of the cymbals. Abe Katsman, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay.
Well,
Too bad it's such a slow news day.
Does it get any better than this, Abe? So Trump is vindicated. Michael Avenatti is arrested. And you have this history-making day. And this is, in a way, this may be the best part of all. I mean, the vindication is, of course, huge. But the recognition of the Golan Heights as a true part of the Israeli state is monumental. So let's start sort of chronologically speaking. What about this Mueller report, and is it getting much attention in Israel?
It's made the front pages of the paper. I don't know how much it has really been able to sink in yet because of the news here regarding the Golan, regarding AIPAC, regarding rocket fire from Gaza, and attempts to hit back in Gaza. All there's a lot going on, but I think that it's understood. I think the assumption is the president is out of legal trouble, and I think Israel is one country that is very pleased to hear that.
Do you think this would be a benefit to your prime minister in his political situation
and his legal situation?
Yeah. I think it can be indirectly. I mean, I think that, one thing I'd say is that the prosecutors here, I think at least pieced something together against the prime minister. Whether it actually constitutes any violations of the law, they at least put stuff into the, into their indictment papers. And it seems that the Mueller report, I mean, we'll wait and see how much of it actually gets released, but, that there's nothing apparently. In fact, what strikes me is that when you say in a report that there is no evidence of collusion by anyone on the Trump team, that actually means that there was never any evidence of collusion. Because, if had there been evidence of collusion a couple of years ago, there would still be evidence of collusion.
Good point.
That means there was nothing.
Good point.
And I like the, Lindsey Graham, I heard a bit of today, and I think the president is, he hits back, as he says, and he could really hit back hard on this one. Maybe the Republicans will finally grow a backbone here. I'm not sure what they can do without control of Congress, but it can get pretty good.
Well, I'm thinking that this attorney general might, stiffen his spine and want to clean the Justice Department up and sort of reestablish their reputation. The only way to do it is going to be holding some of these people accountable.
I agree. I think, this entire episode, if you think about it, has done tremendous damage to the country because it is showing the degree to which integrity of government institutions was compromised.
Right.
And that you really corrupted the Department of Justice and the FBI, and that needs to be revealed to the extent it was done.
That's right.
And I think it's also got to be understood by the people that this is what the left does when they're in control. And maybe the most important reason of all, to keep the Democrats out of the White House for the foreseeable future.
All right. Good place to hold your thoughts. Got to take a break, Abe. We'll come back on the other side and pick it up from there. You are listening to the American Adversaries radio show. Abe Katsman coming to us live from Jerusalem.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Gaza's Hamas rulers say Egypt has brokered a ceasefire to end the latest round of fighting with Israel. Hamas media says the ceasefire went into effect at 10 p.m. local time. There was no immediate Israeli reaction. The announcement came shortly after several rockets were fired into Israel, setting off air raid sirens throughout the south. One Israeli home was destroyed by a Gaza rocket, and there were injuries. Apparel giant Nike has issued a statement Monday saying it will not be extorted and will continue to cooperate with the government investigation. The statement involves the arrest of firebrand attorney Michael Avenatti on federal extortion charges. Federal prosecutors say Avenatti threatened to hold a news conference to announce damaging allegations against Nike if the company didn't pay him more than $20 million. Celebrity attorney and CNN commentator Mark Garagos was named as an unindicted co-conspirator. More details at srnnews.com.
Folks, do you wake up feeling more tired than the night before? You toss and turn all night seeking comfort that's not there, and you need to visit Relax and Comfort. For over 51 years, family-owned and operated Relax and Comfort has helped people sit, sleep, and feel better every day. For instance, with the X10 bed, you and your partner can independently read, sleep, or watch TV in virtually any position you like. At Relax and Comfort, you can also get adjustable number beds and smart pillows that monitor your vital signs as you sleep. They can even tell you how well you're sleeping. Relax and Comfort has a better number bed at a better price. And don't forget to ask about the memory foam mattresses at 50% less than national brands. And if you mention the promo code American Adversaries, you'll get 50% off bamboo bed linen and essential oil pillows all month long. Relax and Comfort has locations in Winter Park, Windermere, Sanford, and the Villages. Visit relaxandcomfort.com or call 321-329-3118. Remember, the quality of your sleep determines the quality of your day. Relaxandcomfort.com, 321-329-3118.
News and the latest Answer traffic now.
Here's your latest Answer News update. Violent weekend around the Martin Meadows apartments. We told you on Friday about a 53-year-old woman who was stabbed multiple times. She's expected to survive. Then early Sunday, a man was found dead on Martin Road. Witnesses say they heard gunshots. Cops say the two incidents probably aren't related. No word about a suspect in the shooting. 2019 Florida Film Festival coming up in April, going to include special 20th anniversary showing of the Blair Witch Project with some of the cast and crew on hand for questions. Also a documentary about Nichelle Nichols of Star Trek fame, and closing things with a screening of Monty Python's Life of Brian. Dennis Prager is coming to town, and you can see him live and in person over at the Holy Land Experience, including a special TV broadcast. TheAnswerOrlando.com for info on your tickets. A few clouds, dry in the mid-70s by 8 tonight. Your answer for the latest local news and traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
For most Floridians, our home is our biggest investment. If you are shopping for a new home, vacation home, investment property, want to remodel your home, or need to refinance your existing home loan, you need the very best mortgage professionals working for you to make your American dream come true. I'm Mariah Lee with Patriot Home Funding. And regardless of your mortgage needs, Patriot Home Funding has just the right loan for you. All of our loan products offer the lowest possible fixed rates. We don't charge annoying and expensive junk fees, and you get the very best service and care from me and the rest of our experienced all-star team. Contact us today for a quick, easy, and free pre-qualification. You can call us at 877-377-8123 or visit us on the web at myphf.com. At Patriot Home Funding, we finance the American dream.
Patriot Home Funding is a licensed mortgage broker in the state of Florida, NMLS 171699, and is an equal housing lender.
We here at the American Adversaries Radio Network are blessed to have great sponsors like Jerry and Janice Shepard, owners of Jerry's Mercedes-Benz Service Center. And if you have a Mercedes-Benz, you've been blessed to have them as your dealership alternative. With their professionalism and expertise and state-of-the-art technology and facilities, they provide the best of service at the best price. Now, if you have a BMW, you have the same opportunity to have that friendly and reliable and affordable alternative to your dealer. Just like Mercedes-Benz owners who have taken advantage of this option, you BMW owners have a real alternative to high dealer prices and impersonal service. Jerry's MB is located just off Alafaya Trail, just north of UCF. So take that BMW to Jerry's, where they treat you and your car like royalty. Visit them at jerrysmb.com or call 407-366-6499. That's 407-366-6499. Jerry's MB is a proud sponsor of the American Adversaries Radio Show.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic. I-4 slow eastbound from 192 to past Lake Mary. Westbound I-4 slow from Par to past 192. Got a crash Conroy at Kirkman. Orange is closed between Magnolia and Colonial from a water main break. Greenway northbound is slow from Osceola Parkway to OBT with a crash blocking there. Turnpike slow southbound from the beach line to 192 and beach line slow around I-4 and slow eastbound from Jetport to Narcoozy. That's your latest answer traffic. I'm Dave DeRico.
Okay, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, on a hot Monday, you might say. All right, we are the American Adversaries. We got it all right here for you tonight. Got Mike McBath in the studio with myself, Christopher Hart. Mike's here tonight because he won't be here Wednesday. He'll be off doing NFL union boss business. And Jeff's on the bridge, 407-774-8255. Want to go back now to Jerusalem, where Abe Katsman is joining us there live. So, Abe, you mentioned several other things. We started off with the report there, but you mentioned also that there had been rocket attacks by Hamas from Gaza, and I guess one of them hit its mark or hit a mark, and 7 people were injured inside a house. So take it from there and tell us what's been happening, please.
Right. Very early this morning, there was a rocket fired from Gaza that went, and this is, this is important. It didn't just, fly over the border and hit one of the border settlements. It flew past Tel Aviv, north of Tel Aviv, and hit a suburban town over there. And like you said, injured 7 people. Now, Hamas was claiming that it was fired by mistake. That they made the same claim last week with a couple of rocket launches. And of course, who doesn't? Who among us doesn't mistakenly launch rockets a couple of times a month?
Happens to me all the time.
It's crazy.
Can't keep those rascals on the ground, right?
Sometimes, you turn around, boom, there's another one.
Did anybody ask them why they happen to be targeted toward Israel in the meantime? I mean, can't you aim the thing toward the ground or something like that? I mean,
well, right. They're never aimed at Egypt.
Right.
Anyway, Israel said wasn't buying it, and they hit back fairly hard. They hit a couple of key targets, offices and headquarters of Hamas. Now, the Hamas leadership, as soon as the rocket hit, all went underground, and so I don't think any of them were hurt. But they hit what I think were not previously known or that Hamas didn't know that Israel knew were headquarters. So anyway, I guess that was a pretty good thing. Hamas is now firing rockets back at Israel, and they're claiming at the same time that a ceasefire has been reached. But as of a few minutes ago, the sirens were still the air raid sirens were still going off in the south. So I don't know what kind of ceasefire it is, but doesn't seem to be a whole lot different from a non-ceasefire.
Abe, here's a question. Do you think does Israel know where these massive amount of inventory of these rockets are held? Because supposedly they have tens of thousands of these things. Do they have any clue where they could just hit those things and wipe them out real quickly?
Yes, they do. The problem is that a lot of them are intentionally hidden in civilian areas, under homes, next to schools, next to playgrounds, under hospitals. So Hamas isn't the one thing they are not is stupid, and they understand that Israel can't afford to. They immediately lose the PR war if they hit one of these targets, or if you're even if you're trying a surgical strike and the surgery goes slightly awry, that's not good. And Israel does whatever it can to avoid civilian casualties, both from a humanity standpoint and also from a PR standpoint. It's just this is Hamas's weapon: is to draw Israeli fire, hopefully hit some civilians, and then be able to show the dead or injured civilians and show how terrible Israel is.
Yeah, and
that's been their game all along.
And unfortunately, they have enough soft-headed individuals who have bought into this already and can count on more to buy in if something like that were to happen. And now, how about the Iron Dome? Is there any concern that this missile did get through?
I'm not sure just what happened here. Part of it is that the Iron Dome gets deployed in certain areas. And I think what might have been a surprise here is that they weren't expecting anything to get shot into the area where it was shot. So if they're firing stuff at the south, Israel's got their Iron Dome batteries deployed. I think they have them up in the north also. This was just not expected. Well, you never expect a mistaken rocket launch.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, boy, that could be a terrible mistake, Abe.
That's the whole idea of a mistake.
Yeah,
You don't expect
boy.
it, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
anybody would. All right. Well, as this was transpiring, the prime minister did come to Washington, D.C. Now, was this primarily because of the declaration? And I want to talk about this because I said that I believe this is monumental news. This recognition of the Golan Heights, as part officially of the Israeli state. And tell us exactly what it means. And was he already planning to come and do this, or was this because of this declaration? And I guess he's already on his way back because of the missile attacks and response.
Correct. The timing of it initially was that the big annual AIPAC conference is going on,
right.
And when possible, the prime minister goes and addresses AIPAC. So that's why they were doing this. They pretty much all but formally made this recognition last week when Secretary Pompeo was here. It's something they had been suggesting for a while. I think a lot of people are kind of surprised at how quickly it happened, and that might require some analysis. But it's one of these things where the Trump administration recognizes reality, recognizes right and wrong. There's no reason that the Golan should be considered anyone else's territory anyway. I mean, it's a historic ties to the Jewish people. There was there was a Jewish presence there thousands of years ago. There was a Jewish presence there dozens of years ago. So the fact that it happened to be under the Ottomans and then the French and then the Baathists and then a joint confederation with Egypt, and that, so what? What does any of that have to do with anything? Israel has run it very nicely for a long time, and they're the only ones who have run it, without attacking people on the other side from it. The Syrians used to use it to shell Israeli farms down below. And then at one point they were going to divert the waters that were the main sources of Israel's water supply. They were going to divert a couple of rivers to not flow toward the Sea of Galilee. This is major stuff. Yeah. And then you're talking about a regime that will use chemical weapons and ally with Iran. I'm sorry, they're not entitled to any more land, especially anything that can actually endanger an ally. There are no Palestinians there. There's really no reason, none of the standard reasons that anybody gives for any sort of concession by Israel for giving away the Golan.
The president, though, however, is the first one to deliver. As you said, this is a recognition of reality, but this is finally now being done. And now Syria's making noise about this. Of course, they don't like it. But what about the Jordanians and other Middle Eastern countries? Are they upset in any way about this?
The Jordanians are acting angry. Maybe they really are. I don't know why it's their business anyway. It's not their land. Nobody, they've got no claim on it.
Right.
And the Turkey, Erdogan is up in arms and saying that he's going to take this matter up with the UN. Let him. Okay. If that's how he wants to spend his time, fine with me. What's interesting is that the U.S. position since the Ford administration, they kind of made a commitment to Israel that said that in any peace agreement, the U.S. would give great weight, that was how they called it, great weight to Israel keeping the Golan. Because it was understood, this is security. It's the high ground, and it's all the difference. And the times that Israel hasn't had it, it's been in mortal danger from the people that have been out there.
Right.
So, and for whatever reason, they never took this step. And President Trump doesn't care. He's it's like, well, this is what we ought to do.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think President Trump rewards loyalty. And I think the feeling is that there has been incredible mutual loyalty between in the alliance between the U.S. and Israel.
Yeah.
And also with the leaders between Netanyahu and Trump.
Yep.
And it doesn't hurt that this can be considered. Some people will say this is an electoral gift to the prime minister, that this can only boost him in the upcoming elections, and I wouldn't argue with that. Fine. I think everybody's happy with it, and I think that there's also an element that Israel, I think, has been trying for a while to kind of consolidate whatever potential gains there might be from the friendliness of the Trump administration, while there still is a Trump administration.
Right.
So I think they don't want to dally and end up, when President Kamala Harris is putting all the old Obama hands into foreign policy positions. This kind of stuff isn't going to happen.
Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
By the way, I do believe that the prime minister said today in the ceremony at the White House that Israel has not had a better friend than Donald Trump. And I think that goes for both Israel and the prime minister. And Israel and Abe, we don't have a better friend than you, but I got to take a break. But when I come back on the other side, I want to ask you about the AIPAC conference, about who's going and who ain't going. And then maybe an election update from you. You are listening to the American Adversaries. Abe Katsman, once again, joining us live from Jerusalem, where you're getting the straight stuff, ladies and gentlemen, as it's happening. We'll be right back.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
Spring is almost here. That means it's time for the 35th annual All British Car Show on Saturday, April 6th, featuring all makes of British cars, both classic and contemporary. Come see these magnificent machines and help judge them at the pavilions in Central Winds Park in beautiful Winter Springs. Four Rivers Barbecue, Tijuana Flats, and Jeremiah's Ice will provide the food. The cars, judging, vendors, and lots more will provide the fun. And there's a playground for the kids. Admission is free Saturday, April 6th, 9 to 4. For more info, go to allbritishcarclub.com or Central Florida British Car Club on Facebook. Hi, Chris Hart here. You know, I always bring you the best companies that improve your life. Now, I want to introduce you to Dr. Ronald Trevisani of Lifetime Teeth Today, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon for over 20 years. If you need dental implants or oral surgery, this is the guy and this is the place to go. Receive the highest level of dental implant care from a trusted oral surgeon. And by the way, his patients love him.
I can eat everything and I enjoy life much more. I really do. I don't have to worry about toothaches, fillings, or anything.
We had corn on the cob last night with a filet mignon. It made my toes curl up.
Dr. Trevisani, one office, one day, Lifetime Teeth Today. Multiple locations. Call 407-598-8141. Dr. Trevisani, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon. Show that smile again. Call 407-598-8141 today. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that one of the biggest investments we'll make in life is the house we choose to make our home. So why make this investment without knowing exactly what you're getting into? That's where Aubrey Kahn of Firm Foundation Home Inspections comes in. He'll make sure that excitement over the purchase of a house or rental property or commercial property doesn't turn into a nightmare after you take the keys. To get the most thorough and complete inspection, go to orlandoshomeinspector.com or just call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254. Don't roll the dice on your home purchase. Remember, call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic, I-4 slow westbound from Lake Mary to 434 and from Lee to past 192. I-4 eastbound slow from 192 to past Lake Mary. Got a crash somewhere near the beach line. Orange Avenue closed between Magnolia and Colonial from a water main break. Greenway northbound slow from Osceola Parkway to OBT. Crash blocking there. Turnpike slow southbound from the beach line to 192. Beach line slow around I-4 slow eastbound Turnpike to Narcoozy. That's your latest answer traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
All right, let's go right back now, ladies and gentlemen, to Abe Katsman joining us live from Jerusalem. Abe, you had mentioned earlier that the Prime Minister had scheduled to come here to speak at the AIPAC conference, which kicked off today, I believe. And I guess Benny Gantz is over there speaking. Are all of the Israeli candidates speaking, the primary ones? And also, how about the fact that no Democrat candidates are going to be speaking, Democrat candidates for U.S. presidency? Abe?
Yeah, this is concerning. The idea of the Democrats kind of successfully organizing a boycott of it. I mean, this goes. Ilhan Omar was making her criticisms of AIPAC in rather anti-Semitic terms, but that seems to. This is everybody in the Democratic Party is scared of confronting this. It's really kind of it is scary. You have people. We mentioned Kamala Harris before. A couple of years ago, she spoke there and she said it was an honor. This year, she's skipping out on it, as are Senators Gillibrand and Warren, and I think it's everybody. I don't think anybody,
none of them,
is showing up there. No Beto O'Rourke jumping up on the podium or anything like that.
No Bernie no Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
No Bernie Sanders. Well, Bernie Sanders at least, was man enough to say why, and he. It's slanderous what he said, but he said he's concerned about he's concerned about the platform that AIPAC provides for leaders who have expressed bigotry and oppose a two-state solution.
Oh,
well, okay. At least he'd explain point. He was straight about it.
Yeah.
And one thing I generally, I think he's off the wall. I think he's wrong. I think he's dangerous, but I think he's honest. So I'll give him that. Like I've said about other people, he gets an F+.
Well, and I think that's part of his appeal too, Abe. It's kind of like Trump. It's
yes.
what you see is what you get, and people like that.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But this is, and it's this whole idea of the Democrats avoiding it is kind of this apparently has been the background story of the whole event. Mike Pence spoke. Everybody's addressing this, and I believe he said that the Democrats had been co-opted by anti-Semites. And there's no reason for the Democrats, for the more established Democrats, not to confront this, except that they're afraid of alienating any voters anywhere, anytime. And they won't stand up for anything that they actually believe in. The Steny Hoyer was there, I think, trying to stem the bleeding a little bit. And that's somebody who's a reliable, solidly reliable, pro-Israel, old-time liberal. And that's fine. Israel should have bipartisan support. There's no reason it shouldn't.
With all
they're blowing it. Yeah.
Hey, with all the money, in industry and everything controlled by many of these heads of corporations who are Jewish, you would think the Democrats would be so afraid to offend these people in any way, particularly with their tie-in, with some of these other radicals, that they would do anything to cater to this vote, because there's a lot of money involved with this. You offend the wrong people on the Democratic side, good luck.
Yeah, in some circles that's true. I think that is largely true among the Hollywood set. I think the entertainment industry money is still it's liberal pro-Israel. The George Soros money isn't. I didn't even know before. Apparently, Tom Steyer identifies as being Jewish. But don't hold your congratulations.
Yeah, right.
That's great. Good to hear it.
So he's your problem.
So
I thought he was Presbyterian.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Abe. Go ahead.
He's so that sort of thing is those tight donations from that part of the party will be unaffected, and maybe will even get stronger. But you're right. A lot of what has been traditional liberal Jewish money, which has been a big source of Democratic campaign funding, is, I think, may be endangered here.
Right.
Look, I hope that the country is not going where it seems to be going when you listen to Ilhan Omar and Ocasio-Cortez. But it's hard to tell. And maybe if they come across as being that wacky and they don't have any money behind them, maybe they'll take the drubbing that I think they deserve.
Yeah, and if they get it in the political arena, all the better. Abe, I only have about a minute and a half left. Can you let me put it this way. If the election in Israel were held today instead of April the 9th, how do you think it would turn out?
Well, the polls 2 days ago said that the Likud would be able to put together a coalition, and the polls yesterday said they wouldn't.
Oh, great.
So, it's right now it's pretty even. I'll say this. Benny Gantz has said some off-the-wall things. He even said, apparently in private comments that leaked out, somebody recorded them. He actually said that Prime Minister Netanyahu would have him killed if he could.
Oh, boy.
This is not going to go. I think there have been a lot of these statements that just sound like he's lost it. And a little here, a little there, I think that the support will erode.
I think he's maybe been listening to
Beto. This sounds a little, does he flap his arms when he speaks?
Ocasio-Cortez. One or the other of them.
Oh, boy.
Well, Abe, you stay safe. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll be praying for you in Israel.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You better believe it. God bless you. Man, we'll talk to you next week. That is Abe Katsman, once again, joining us live from Jerusalem. You can visit his website. That's AbeKatsman with an S.com. And, of course, he is a great columnist and writer. And he predicted the Democrats were going to have problems with these, with Ilhan Omar and Tlaib.
And I mean, imagine the money
prior to
split.
the election.
Yeah.
He said these are going to be a problem.
Going to be a money problem for him.
In a lot of ways.
Yep.
All right. The Democrats got more problems than that going on right now.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah, we're going to take a break, come back. Once again, the president has been vindicated, and the economy is still rocking and rolling, and Michael Avenatti has been charged with embezzlement.
Back in the news again, back in the saddle.
He just can't stay out of the news,
He's a great movie star.
And how about our old Shepard Smith?
Oh, boy.
He might have to make our
This
perv
is a
of the
pretty
day.
saucy story. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Get Kathy to make him perv of the day. All right. You're listening to the American Adversaries, and we're going to pull John Barros in here, too. And he's got some things to say about the Mueller report. I can't wait to hear it. All right. You're listening to the American Adversaries, and we'll be right back.
News, opinion, passion. FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer. WORL. Altamont Springs, Orlando. A service of Salem Media Group. It's 6 o'clock.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. Michael Avenatti, controversial attorney and foe of President Trump, was arrested Monday on charges he tried to extort millions of dollars from Nike and embezzled a client's money to pay his own expenses. U.S. Attorney Nick Hanna says the investigation against Avenatti started with an IRS complaint and have nothing to do with politics or the special counsel's report.
It was driven by prosecutors in the Central District of California working with local agents, has nothing to do with anything political or with anything else. It's just the facts in this case speak for themselves.
IRS criminal investigator Mark Pearson says the investigation against Avenatti started with a failure to submit payroll taxes.
IRS special agents expanded the original payroll tax allegations to encompass additional financial frauds, which we believe have been used to fuel an unrestrained and lavish lifestyle by Mr. Avenatti.
Celebrity attorney and CNN legal commentator Mark Garagos has also been caught up in the investigation as an unindicted co-conspirator. Garagos has represented controversial football star Colin Kaepernick. CNN now says Garagos no longer works for them. Senator Lindsey Graham says the Mueller report answers questions that have been dogging President Trump for almost 2 years.
When questioned by a skeptical reporter about his impartiality as a Republican, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee said,
I do my job very responsibly.
And part of that responsibility involves an invitation to Attorney General William Barr to testify before the committee.
I'm asking him to lay it all out.
As for supporting the Republican Party and President Trump,
there's politics and there's the rule of law.
And Graham says Mueller's nearly 2-year-long probe and the report on its findings amount to a good day for the rule of law. Bob Agnew reporting.
It was a mixed day on Wall Street as the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up by 14 points to close at 25,516, but the Nasdaq dropped 5, the S&P lower by 2. More on these stories at townhall.com.
News and the latest Answer traffic now.
Here's your latest Answer News update. Power outage this morning near OBT after a car crash. Volkswagen Beetle crashed with another car, then caught fire, knocked down a pole in the process, and took out power lines with it. OBT was closed around Rose, has since reopened. Power is expected to be restored before tomorrow, but a few businesses closed there all day Monday. Apopka Mayor Brian Nelson on Facebook today reminding us that it's almost the deadline for registering with the Rebuild Florida program. Friday is the last day for disaster recovery funding related to Hurricane Irma with this program. Check online at rebuildflorida.gov for more information. Dennis Prager is coming to town, and you can see him live and in person. Go to theanswerorlando.com for information on your tickets. We've got a few clouds and we're dry. We're in the mid-70s by 8 tonight. And on Tuesday, got a chance of some clouds, chance of some showers, highs around 80. Your answer for the latest local news and traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer Traffic brought to you by Mackey Wellness Center. Discover a whole new you, 877-344-7737 or online at makiwellnesscenter.com. Eastbound I-4 slow 192 to pass Lake Mary. Westbound I-4 slow Lake Mary to 434 and Lee to pass 192. Orange Avenue closed between Magnolia and Colonial. There's a water main break going on there. Turnpike slow southbound from the beach line to 192. That's your latest Answer Traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
FM 105.5, AM 660, The Answer. AccuWeather forecast.
Tonight, clear with a low of 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 82. Tomorrow night, increasing cloudiness with a low of 59. Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, breezy and cooler with a couple of showers and a high of 71. Wednesday night, patchy clouds with a low of 57. I'm Jillian Ford, FM 105.5 and AM 660, The Answer.
With an outdated website and poor Google rankings, your competition is getting your potential customers. You need a marketing company who treats you like family. At JJC Marketing Solutions, we provide state-of-the-art websites, search engine optimization, and social media campaigns that work. Call me, Matt Buff, at 321-765-7710 and mention this ad to get your first month free. At JJC Marketing Solutions, we will make your website awesome again. We will make your social media work again. And yes, we will make your online marketing great again. Visit jjcmarketingsolutions.com or call 321-765-7710 today.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit right up.
January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Let's go see the elephant. We're on the road, honey. I'm a road runner, honey, and you can't keep up with me.
All right, welcome to hour number 2 of the American Adversaries Drive Time Now Prime Time Show. Ladies and gentlemen, once again coming to you live from the Relax and Comfort Studios, where you can see and hear us on the Titan Cave Cam via our YouTube channel. That's American Adversaries on YouTube, which you can access via our Facebook page, which is American Adversaries on Facebook. All right, got Mike McBath in the studio still, along with now John Barrows, who's joined us in the studio. He's tearing up the equipment in here right now.
He's so fired up. It's amazing. Yeah.
I am Christopher Hart. Jeff is on the bridge, 407-774-8255. before we go any further, I would like to extend our condolences and ask for your thoughts and prayers for Luann Roxy. Ed Roxy passed away this morning. Ed Roxy and Luann came up with a product called Roxy Pacifics, which we gave away
many times, that's for sure.
And still refer people to skinfix.us if you have any kind of skin ailment. This stuff it really works. It's a natural kelp base, but I don't want to. This is not about a commercial for their product. That's how they came to us. And Ed and Luann are just great Christians, the salt of the earth, lovely people. And Luann has really had a hard time these last couple of years. She lost a grandson, I believe it was, and then that grandchild's mother, her daughter, and within the last couple of years, and now Ed has passed away. I don't know what ailment. Ed was in his senior years, but he was a great fella, and they love the show. They love our listeners, and we love them. So God bless Ed Roxy, and please pray for Luann's strength and her comfort during this time. Sad news on an otherwise very glorious day. And for Ed, it's a glorious day. Don't you think so, John?
Oh, absolutely. These people are special. I don't know if I ever told you, but they wrote me letters encouraging me. I've never had anybody do that from the radio program. And they aren't even from around here.
No, they live in San Diego, the San Diego area.
Yeah, they sent me letters, actually, to
Yeah.
encourage me to keep going.
Yeah. And, one, as I said many times, and I'm sure this is going to be on my tombstone, the greatest thing about this radio experience for me has been all of the people that have come into my life as a result of it. These two fellows right here and the Roxys and all of you out there. And it's really an awesome experience. I nothing like it that I can imagine. And Ed is going to be missed. He'll definitely be missed. Okay. There are a lot of other broken hearts out there, and I'm not talking about Democrats in the media because of the Mueller report. I'm talking about UCF basketball fans.
Yeah.
What a game last night against Duke.
Chris, I'm not a zealot basketball fan, but I watched the whole game. Obviously, I'm a UCFer in the sense of my wife got a graduate degree there. My son got a graduate degree there. And to see what took place there, and Dawkins, the head coach, did a fabulous job. You're talking about the premier college team in the nation, Duke,
And I didn't know this, but he was part of the Duke program
10
for a while.
years,
Yeah.
from my understanding. He was an
Yeah.
assistant at Duke, and here he is going against, I'd say pretty much the greatest basketball coach currently out there in college basketball,
Krzyzewski.
Coach K. And it was a case that this game went all the way down to the last second. The UCF, what happened? The ball bounces in. Another UCFer gets another little shot, bounces around the rim again, comes out, clock ends. If it would have gone through, they would have won. It would have been probably the greatest upset, maybe one of the greatest upsets in NCAA basketball. And to have that, particularly when it was highlighted on national TV. And again, imagine what sports is doing in transforming that university and the value of those degrees, because everybody knows UCF. They know them in Nashville. They know them in, out in Bismarck, North Dakota. They know them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it does. And the reality is, but what a wonderful experience. And what a group of young men that played at their maximum. I mean, to be able to compete with Duke, was no one could have ever perceived that.
Yeah.
Now, one other little note, Chris, there was not only is there March Madness last weekend and this weekend, but there was Matt Madness. And what that was.
What did he say?
Matt, M-A-T-T, Madness, or M-A-T Madness. That is wrestling. NCAA wrestling, the national championship.
That's not real wrestling.
Oh, no. I know. It's not real wrestling. But that was on this weekend. And guess who was the number one school again? 8 out of 9 years, Penn State has won the national championship
Nittany
in
Lions.
NCAA wrestling.
This
It's
guy
not
at Penn
Ohio.
State.
It's
What's
not.
up with this
John,
guy
you
at Penn
got to
State?
run with the blue and white. Fight, fight, fight.
Do
No.
they still have that girl wrestling in the heavyweight division of the men's team?
Yeah, you know what? She's not bad. I mean, on the ground.
Congratulations to
but the
Penn
UCF,
State.
great. And Penn State, great job, all of them.
And congratulations to UCF
Terrific.
on a great season and a great game. That's what college basketball is all about. So the report is out, the 4-page report. We went over extensively last night. We talked about it some in the first hour of the show. The news is out. It totally exonerates the president on the main issue, which was the so-called collusion business. And it creates this sort of air of doubt over the obstruction business. But if you look at it, and as Barr basically said in his letter, there's nothing there for an obstruction charge. This is just ridiculous. And so a tremendous victory for President Trump. Now, you said you had a couple of things you wanted to say about this, John.
Well, just I haven't heard there's two very important things that make all this other stuff secondary to me.
Okay.
And that is that, number one, I haven't heard anybody talk about how our system works. Our system worked.
Yeah, it did.
In all of that.
That's right.
And I think, we do really need to trust our system. But the other thing is that the real winner was truth, that the truth came out. And, what happened, it doesn't really matter who, if it would have been Trump or somebody else or whoever else that these attacks and all this stuff was going against. The big winner is truth. The truth rose to the surface and it was buried so long under all these lies. And then it came up and it rose up and we're all seeing the truth.
Indeed.
And now there's more truth about to be exposed.
I do believe so. Having to do with the corruption that led to this whole nonsense. If you heard our interview earlier with Abe Katsman, he mentioned that something significant about the letter when it said that in the report, it says no evidence of collusion was found, which means they didn't have anything to start with. They should have had something to start with, which would have initiated the investigation and warranted the warrants and all that. So in other words, there was nothing there to even get FISA warrants and things for.
I mean, can you imagine, Chris? Imagine how much money Russia had invested in causing all these problems in the United States during the election.
I don't think they
$5,000.
Well, that's I thought you were going to say a lot of money, but that's the point.
No, that's what I'm saying. They really had no money at all.
And look at what all they cost. They still won.
Oh, they won the bet big time.
I mean, they divided our country. They made everybody be rotten to each other.
What they did was they saw both of our sides like on each side of a battlefield.
You got it.
They walked out in the middle and shot a little direction there, a little direction there, and then let us fight it out for them.
Yep.
And that's where they were successful. But they needed the Democrats and these people in the
they
Justice
had to
Department
fondle
to
and
go
take
along.
control of this.
Exactly.
And the Democrats grabbed it by the horns, ran with it, and now it's time to settle up, my friend.
Lenin used to call people like that the useful idiots.
Yep. And
he identified them. Students, faculty, and media. All right?
He identified them as the idiots.
Those are
students.
These are your useful idiots if you want to hold a revolution.
Really?
Okay? You go
Boy,
to
is that unfortunately they're so accurate. Oh,
the
yeah.
students,
that's just about scary.
The faculty
right?
And the media.
That's about right. You could really cause your upheaval of society using those three groups.
And here's the way we do it. The students, you basically get them to do anything.
But they're naive. I don't blame them.
If you had the media and the faculty.
Well, I do blame them.
And those were much easier to control because all you had to do was kill a handful of them, and the rest of them would do anything you wanted them to.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we'll have to go that far.
Well, that's the way he did things.
No, I agree. But that's why we're not really big socialists.
So the president has been vindicated, and John is right. The system worked in spite of the fact, and this is sort of the beauty and the irony of it, and that is that the truth came out even though the people that were doing the witch hunting wanted so very bad to find something on this guy. And I do think, however, that the president and all of his machinations and tweets and all of this bringing attention to it made it difficult for them to concoct something. Right?
Right. No, he put the pressure on him, and obviously he stood for where he knew he was all the time. He never gave up his position and kept fighting.
I believe
and boy, did he keep the pressure on.
This stuff of obstruction of justice. Yep. They were actually trying to concoct something there. But as John said, the truth shone through.
Yep.
And they couldn't do it. They're still going to mess around with this. They're not done because, look, this is a huge shock to their system. I guarantee you they were feeling it in the pits of their stomach yesterday afternoon when that letter
Their
came
election
out.
hopes down the tube.
Oh, the Democrats and the liberals in the media.
Bye-bye American Pie.
How are we going to deal with this and still look like we know what we're doing?
And I'm telling you, the residual effect, Chris, if Lindsey Graham and them start coming after these people and trying to discover exactly what the true inner cause of all this, the expense, the weakening of the nation, good luck. If I were you Democrats, I'd move on my way and just go to another subject and stay far away from this.
And rightfully so. And by the way, I don't think there needs to be another special counsel appointed. Now, Lindsey Graham has indicated he would. I wouldn't do that. I agree with Alan Dershowitz. I don't think we need to militarize our political system or criminalize it. What they tried to do was take hard knuckle politics and criminalize it. And when you think about it, Trump didn't even really play that hardball. It was really Hillary who was playing the more hardball politics.
Right.
And by the way, I'm not so sure she did anything wrong. I got an email last night. Well, I can tell you a couple things they did. She broke the law. She cheated Bernie Sanders. Okay. Yes. The problem is that wasn't illegal. What they did to Bernie Sanders was legal because either party can decide who they want to choose as their nominee any way they want to do it. Okay. The only reason they hold primaries is because they want us to feel like we're a part of the process. But usually they make sure we only have a certain amount of people to choose from. And that's where Trump screwed the whole thing up for both sides. He wasn't supposed to be part of the Republican plan. I'll guarantee you that right now. And so the Democrats have really shot themselves in the foot with this thing, and they are in a big heap of trouble because
Chris, with the fake dossier, what percentage of this whole problem do you think was generated by the fake dossier?
A lot of it.
But
to get back to Hillary, I'm not so sure. Her hiring a firm here in the United States to come up with dirt on Donald Trump
fake
in and of itself. Right. She hired the firm.
I understand.
Now, what the firm does is something different. If she hires a firm to do this and says, get me what you can on my opponent, that's legal. Now, if she finagled money to hide money that might be a campaign violation. But normally those things are handled by the FEC as a civil violation. So in terms of the election, don't waste your time trying to think you can get the goods on Hillary. What you got to do is get the goods on the Justice Department and those people. And as far as Fusion GPS and what they were doing, I'm not certain any of that was illegal. We do know that, quote unquote, collusion is not a crime. There is no statute in the federal books that says collusion and they define it. And then they say, and here's what happens if you're convicted of it. There is no such thing.
But even with the uranium situation, which
that's different.
I know it's different, but we still touched on that all the time while we were discussing this issue.
Okay, that's where she has legal jeopardy.
That's what I'm getting at. Hello.
Okay, but see, that's different from the campaign.
I agree.
Her legal jeopardy comes with everything she did prior to the campaign, with the foundation, with the State Department, the email, the server, all of that stuff. And I'm here to tell you, at some point, if she hasn't already realized it, she may begin to think, I wish we'd have just left it all alone.
Never got involved.
Right.
I mean, if the Justice Department decides to go after her, she's done.
Yeah.
She's cooked.
That's right.
And I don't know why we, the American people, what's right for the American people, why don't they go out and finish her off?
I'm here to tell you, and if you remember the day of the inauguration,
right
after the president was inaugurated, they all went over to this big room where they all sat down for lunch. right? If you remember, Pelosi was there, Schumer was there. They did a little toasting and stuff. And who was sitting in the audience out there that the president recognized was Hillary Clinton, right? And he basically said, look, the election's over. It was tough. And this is my word, but he basically said, let's let bygones be bygones, right? And I think if the Democrats would have just left it alone and not gone after this witch hunt, I think that he would have just let it go. But that's too late now.
I was going to say,
it's
we
too
are
late.
now engaged, my friend. I'm sorry.
And this is one of the things that we said that would happen when this whole witch hunt started. And that was that it was going to somehow, some way come back and bite them in the tail. And that's exactly what has happened. In spite of themselves.
That's why I'm saying, Chris, even at this point, if I were them, I would say, let's just move on. Let's get, let's talk about the economy, everything else, just clear the road. I think they're really double jeopardizing themselves.
All right. We come back. We got the Michael Avenatti story for you. And we got Frank on the line. We'll take his call, yours as well, at 407-774-8255. And John, you got some good news for us too, don't you?
Always.
All right. So we'll get to all of this right here tonight on the American Adversaries radio show on a glorious Monday. The president vindicated, the Avenatti arrested, and the Golan Heights where they belong with Israel. We'll be right back.
FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer.
Merrily here from Vacation Travel Planners, a member of Cruise Planners with the latest vacation deals.
Like Bahama cruises from $249 per person. Or how about a 7-night Alaska cruise from $649 per person? On Celebrity Cruises, book a balcony or higher on a 7-night select Caribbean, Europe, or Alaska sailings and receive specialty dinner for two. Get free prepaid gratuities on select sailings with Oceania Cruises. Sandals and Beaches all-inclusive resorts are up to 65% off. Get free prepaid gratuities on select Avalon Waterways River Cruises.
Give us a call at 321-251-4777. That's 321-251-4777. Or visit us at vacationtravelplanners.com. Keep listening to the American Adversaries for new travel specials every week. Bon voyage!
We here at the American Adversaries Radio Network are blessed to have great sponsors like Jerry and Janice Shepard, owners of Jerry's Mercedes-Benz Service Center. And if you have a Mercedes-Benz, you've been blessed to have them as your dealership alternative. With their professionalism and expertise and state-of-the-art technology and facilities, they provide the best of service at the best price. Now, if you have a BMW, you have the same opportunity to have that friendly and reliable and affordable alternative to your dealer. Just like Mercedes-Benz owners who have taken advantage of this option, you BMW owners have a real alternative to high dealer prices and impersonal service. Jerry's MB is located just off Alafaya Trail, just north of UCF. So take that BMW to Jerry's, where they treat you and your car like royalty. Visit them at jerrysmb.com or call 407-366-6499. That's 407-366-6499. Jerry's MB is a proud sponsor of the American Adversaries Radio Show.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic I-4 eastbound slow 192 to pass Lake Mary, westbound I-4 slow Lake Mary to 434, and from Lee to pass 192. Orange Avenue closed between Magnolia and Colonial with a water main break there. Greenway northbound slow from the Osceola Parkway to OBT with a crash blocking there. Turnpike slow southbound from the Beach Line to 192. Beach Line slow around I-4 and slow eastbound Turnpike to the Greenway. That's your latest answer traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see.
We were wanting you to come out and sing this at the.
I wanted to. I will next year.
Oh yeah, I would like. Actually, we had Frank out at our event, and I would. It's his birthday coming up, I guess, on Wednesday. I don't know what age he'll turn. I thought he's around 39, right?
Well, let's find out.
Can we ask you, Frank?
Frank, how you doing?
39 is a good guess, my brother. I appreciate that.
But I do think you performed
39 times 1.5.
He was. I'm telling you, you look like an Atlantic City performer the way you did that other night. You were outstanding. You know, didn't you think that was terrific, Chris?
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I thought you I thought I was in New Orleans. It was how that I
Mike,
get a job.
Thank you very much for saying that, man. I appreciate it.
It was
I do.
great.
I thought it was
loved
more
it.
of the Chicago blues scene myself.
Oh, not with these beautiful women hanging around them and stuff like this.
Yeah,
I don't
I'll tell you
know. He
what.
knows how to put the show on. You know,
Y'all had it going there.
I've been saying for months, for a while, guys, if you remember, like I call in and I say, look, the Trump, the other shoe is going to drop with this guy, and he got a big foot, right? And it's just the tip of the iceberg, because he has been working with like military intelligence guys, because those are the guys that are real patriots and they're not part of the swamp, and they got it all. They got all the 30,000 emails. They got it all right? It's coming. Trust me.
Well, it is, as John said, that the truth is shining through, right?
It is. It's coming through all over the place.
Indeed.
Brother John, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
All right, now
healthy and prosperous. Glory to God.
All right, here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Happy birthday, Frankie. Although you're feeling blue.
My goodness.
I know. Oh my God, the dogs are screaming, the doors are being shut down, they're locking the windows. So Frank, all we can say is happy birthday, Wednesday. But we would like
thanks, bro. I mean, look, I ain't got no family. You guys are like family to me, and that's 4 years in a row now, and you don't know how much I appreciate it. And nobody sings it like you, brother. Nobody.
Well, we like having you around, Frank, and particularly you're a great singer. I thought it was just so awesome. I'm serious. I just loved it. I thought I was in New Orleans, man.
You were doing great.
Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday, Frank. God bless you.
Thanks, guys. All right.
All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we will get to the Michael Avenatti story. And John's got some stuff for us as well. And then some other bits and pieces. If you'd like to join us, 407-774-8255 is the number.
You know what's so interesting?
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer is trying to quickly pass a resolution urging the public release of special counsel Robert Mueller's report, but he's being blocked by Republicans. Schumer said Monday that since President Trump supports releasing the report, there's no good reason for anyone to object. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the Justice Department needs more time to wrap up Mueller's 2-year probe. A person familiar with details of the Michael Avenatti extortion investigation tells the Associated Press celebrity attorney Mark Garagos is a co-conspirator in the case. Prosecutors say in court papers that an unnamed attorney joined Avenatti in demanding that Nike pay millions of dollars or risk being embarrassed by a scandal involving its sponsorship of an amateur basketball team. Garagos' clients have included Colin Kaepernick, Michael Jackson, and Jussie Smollett. He's also worked for CNN. This is SRN News.
Do you or someone you love have difficulty getting in and out of bed? Are you worried about falling? Then visit Relax and Comfort and see the all-new My Freedom Lift Bed. It's the perfect marriage of a lift chair with an adjustable bed. The My Freedom Lift Bed can sit you up and stand you up without assistance from others. With the touch of a button, it'll position you for easy transfer to a scooter or a wheelchair, or touch another button and enjoy a soothing massage, or have it stand you fully upright. The My Freedom Lift Bed is tax exempt with a doctor's prescription, and in-home setup is available nationwide. And you'll only find it at Relax and Comfort. Ask about the special no-interest financing options and mention promo code American Adversaries to get 50% off Maloof bamboo bed linens or essential oil sleep pillows. Relax and Comfort is family-owned and operated and has locations in Winter Park, Windermere, Sanford, and the Villages. Visit relaxandcomfort.com or call 321-329-3118. Guarantee your independence with the My Freedom Lift Bed. Relaxandcomfort.com, 321-329-3118.
News and the latest Answer traffic now.
Here's your latest Answer News update. 80-year-old Leesburg man was shot in the Save-A-Lot parking lot this morning. Attempted robber demanded the victim's keys. The victim refused. Then the crook shot the man in the leg before running away. The victim was taken to Ocala Regional Medical Center. The cops are now looking for the criminal. There was a man walking home from a bar shot and robbed by some people in Orlando around 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Cops say that the victim was knocked down by what turned out to be a bullet grazing his head. Then he was robbed while on the ground. Cops are still investigating the incident. We've got Dennis Prager coming to town, and you can see him live and in person. It's going to be at the Holy Land Experience. For info about your tickets, go to theanswerorlando.com. Looking at a few clouds, and we're dry, and we'll be in the mid-70s by 8 tonight. Your answer for the latest local news and traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Attention HR managers and business owners. If you're not screening your new hires, you're asking for trouble. Hi, I'm Kathy Santamasino with ASAP Programs. Negligent hiring is on the rise and can be an employer's worst nightmare, leading to litigation and legal costs that could cripple your business. The average cost of settling a negligent hiring lawsuit is nearly $1 million, with the largest claim on record at $26 million. With Applicant 360 screening solutions, you will be able to perform comprehensive background checks quickly and discreetly, allowing you to properly vet incoming talent. Whether your organization is big or small, it's your responsibility to safeguard your workplace and protect your customers. Don't base your hiring decisions on a first impression and a resume. Call me today at 407-702-9511. Call 407-702-9511.
For most Floridians, our home is our biggest investment. If you are shopping for a new home, vacation home, investment property, want to remodel your home, or need to refinance your existing home loan, you need the very best mortgage professionals working for you to make your American dream come true. I'm Mariah Lee with Patriot Home Funding. And regardless of your mortgage needs, Patriot Home Funding has just the right loan for you. All of our loan products offer the lowest possible fixed rates. We don't charge annoying and expensive junk fees, and you get the very best service and care from me and the rest of our experienced all-star team. Contact us today for a quick, easy, and free pre-qualification. You can call us at 877-377-8123 or visit us on the web at myphf.com. At Patriot Home Funding, we finance the American dream.
Patriot Home Funding is a licensed mortgage broker in the state of Florida. NMLS 171699 and is an equal housing lender.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic eastbound I-4 slow from 192 to 434 and out past Lake Mary. Westbound I-4 slow from Lee to past 192. Got a crash Conway at Curry Ford. Orange Avenue closed between Magnolia and Colonial from a water main break. Greenway northbound slow Osceola Parkway to OBT. Crash blocking there. Turnpike slow southbound from the Beach Line to 192. That's your latest answer traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Hi, this is Roxy Astor from Glow, one of the Park Avenue knockouts. When I'm not shopping or getting my nails done, I listen to the American Adversaries on AM 660, The Answer, WORL. These guys are the best when it comes to political professional wrestling. I'd step in the ring any day with these guys, but of course I'd win.
All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, you got the American Adversaries here on a hot Monday, you might say. Hot Monday in hot Orlando. Got Mike McBath along with John Barros and myself, Christopher Hart. Jeff on the bridge, 407-774-8255. Once again, please follow us and like us on Facebook. And for all you folks who are doing so, thank you so very much. We appreciate all the interaction. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's American Adversaries on YouTube. And we were talking about beginning to talk about Michael Avenatti. He was arrested today. He's got actually legal troubles on both coasts. Yeah. He's got trouble in the Southern District of New York, where they have indicted him for extortion. Evidently, last week, he and Mark Garagos, who is one of the legal consultants for CNN, conspired. Now, Garagos has not been charged yet. He's
involved with this deal, too.
He's been named unindicted co-conspirator. Now, I don't know if maybe they went to him first and got him to snitch on Avenatti or what. We'll see. But Avenatti was arrested today. He was scheduled to appear in court today in New York for attempting to extort $20 to $25 million from Nike. evidently he has a story. Now, since he has tweeted out that tomorrow he's going to reveal the story about Nike and the whole truth will come out.
He's saying it is true, so therefore he is not liable for the situation.
Well, the problem for
We'll
him
see,
is,
my friend.
And it's actually worse for him if the story is true because, and evidently the lawyers for Nike in New York, who he called and made the demand, recorded the phone conversation. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, ladies and gentlemen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy and Cohen, remember him and Cohen going back and forth with each other?
Chris, if you were Avenatti and had any brains at all, and you're going to make a proposal like this, don't you realize the other guy would be recording it? I mean, in all seriousness, if you had any brains at all.
Evidently not. I don't know. But they recorded it. They immediately reported it to the district attorney's office.
Right.
They prepared the charges and leveled them today. And so Avenatti has been arrested in New York for attempting to extort money from Nike. Then it came out the LA district attorney wants to charge him with embezzling funds from his clients. He was
That's automatic license lost.
He was taking money that he had gained in settlements, and I guess escrow accounts for his clients.
You can't do that.
Nope. And he was paying his own expenses out of it. The guy's dead broke. He owes millions of dollars to IRS and other entities. And I guess he was just desperate for a little spending money.
Remember, he owes Donald Trump $180,000
on top of everything else.
I know. I don't think Trump's going to. This is going to be called a bad debt. Don, write it off.
He owes the IRS too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, big money.
Why don't
Huge
they ever
money.
get put in jail for that?
Well, it just might be.
Oh,
He wants the Al Sharpton program,
Right.
which you talk about,
I
but
don't
never
think he's
pay.
going to get the Sharpton treatment.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in one way or another, but he's
You guys
destined.
are crazy.
He's destined to do some time, and that's the bad news for him. The good news is he may be able to. Maybe the Bureau of Prisons will have a sense of humor and put him in the same cell as Michael Cohen.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And Kathy Santomassino said today maybe they could team up, form their own partnership in there, and call it what'd she call it? Cons for Convicts will be the name of their law firm.
Oh, that'll go over well with the prisoners. I'm sure they'll greet him very nicely. Yeah. But isn't that disgusting? Terrible.
And we'll see what happens to it's Mark. Did I say Michael? It's Mark Garagos and Michael Avenatti in this extortion attempt. And
And Chris, the object of that attempt was they were just, from my understanding too, they were just trying to say that, geez, there was this a group of fellows who play basketball, AAU or whatever, and that they were being offered money, which was covered as somehow illegal.
I guess
and
what
he
they
was
were-
going to expose that.
and he's going to expose it evidently tomorrow. But
Yeah,
see, the
big deal.
problem for him is
Yeah.
he was using this to try to extort money from them, and
Yeah.
the fact that it's true actually makes it worse for his
I know.
case.
And then, I always laugh because he was referencing the stock market, and he's going, when this story gets out, you will lose $5 to $6 billion in value in your stock.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be in jail when I lose the money. So no,
All right.
Isn't he still in
that's not
trouble
gonna
for
happen.
beating up his wife?
Yes.
No,
Actually,
that's
I believe,
a minor incident.
Actually, I
Come
think
on.
they might have dropped the charges on that. I
Oh.
can't.
Really?
It seems like there was movement.
Didn't she
in that
sort of
case.
recant? She said, or she
can't-
just, I forget what it was.
but those are the least of his worries right now.
Yeah.
These these charges now in California, those are state charges and the
Yeah.
bar and all that. The situation in New York is a federal case, and he may be able to face state charges up there too. As I said,
Mm-hmm.
in the United States, you can be charged with the same crime in state and federal court. You can't be charged with the same crime repeatedly in a state or a federal court, but you can be charged simultaneously in both cases. Like I said, if you rob a bank or steal a car and drive it across the border, you can be charged with
Interstate.
federal crime and state crime.
Yep. Oh boy.
And they can both sentence you.
He's going to need an appointment book.
He-
Okay, tomorrow in jail.
he is in trouble.
I don't think the feds ever go to trial unless they're absolutely sure that they have.
And I believe they think they got a pretty good solid case in this one too. Meanwhile, the director of the SPLC, that's what are they called? The Southern something leadership conference, Southern Poverty Law Center, Southern Poverty Law Center, big time liberal
That's
group.
a liberal group.
Yeah,
right.
going after extorting money out of people themselves and stuff like that by basically saying, we're going to boycott you or we're going to sue you unless you do what we want you to do and that sort of thing. He himself the director of the SPLC had to resign today amid allegations of sexual harassment and also evidently money was being misappropriated and mishandled.
Money and sex sort of go hand in hand sometimes, don't you think?
They kind of always do. And I thought
there always seems to be confusion on those issues.
I thought I had his name here. You would recognize his name if I could find it here.
Slippery Mancini.
Yeah.
We should just make this a holiday then. Call it Truth Day.
It is.
It's coming out of everywhere.
Unbelievable.
It is
the
beautiful,
stories
man.
are coming out of the woodwork. Who's next?
I tell you what. There is this story though too. Our own Shepard Smith has done stepped in it.
Well, there's rumors. I don't know how true this is, but it was on my iPhone that our good friend Shepard had a relationship with another man.
Really?
And that the guy, I guess, filed a complaint to Fox or something. And this is rumors. We will see if Fox reacts to it. In reality if it is true, Shepard should get the boot, just like some of the others at Fox did who had a relationship with
Roger Ailes,
yeah,
Bill O'Reilly.
if this is true, bye-bye. So we will see, but I guess it was just,
All right.
It's pretty bad.
John, we need some good news. Tell us
give
something.
me some good news, John.
Okay. Today was pretty cool. It was going to be a busy day. They had a lot of people there, and then the abortionists even came early. And but the strangest thing happened. Steve and Karen and I got to watch as the preaching began. People started coming out and leaving. It ended up by the end of the, say a half hour, 45 minutes after that 8 had left.
8
had left.
Now, do we know if they went to Choices?
We don't know if they went there. I don't know, but they were given, information. They were given all this stuff. But it was a strange day because nobody said a word. And usually,
when they come out, you mean?
Yeah, usually somebody's going to talk to you. But today it was very strange in that nobody said a word. But
did they give you like thumbs up or a high sign?
Nothing like that. No.
Wow.
Nothing. It was just like totally silent. We were all amazed because it was the quietest day in probably 2 years because they've had all the construction going on that street. And today there was none of it. So it was eerily quiet to begin with. And then when these people came out, they just came out like you talked a little while ago about the TV show.
Which one?
That sci-fi one you were talking about. It was like a scene out
X-Files.
Yeah, it was like a scene out of X-Files. Now, there's been very strange things going on there. There was a bunch of Haitian people there last Friday, and one of them did
helping you?
No.
Oh.
And they were doing one of them did a painted a curse on the sidewalk against me, and
he put a curse on you.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, they do this stuff all the time. Once the owners of the place bought 2 of those Hindu elephant gods, and put them on the front porch to go against me. They go, "This is going to stop you. This is going to bring peace in here." And I'm going,
right.
I don't think so. And
no.
then you're talking about ironies. A week later, those 2 Hindu lady comes out yelling at me.
Somebody stole them?
That I stole them. And I said, I wouldn't steal them. And then I said, and by the way, I said, nobody can steal my God. They can steal yours, but they can't steal my God.
Beautiful.
But, yeah, it was crazy.
Well, hopefully those 8 who came out, those women and their couples, they will be celebrating this day that they did.
Oh, yep.
Change their mind.
Yep.
Chris, here's another good news that just came across the Harris poll, which came out today, pointed out that President Trump, 54% said they'd think about voting for Trump again for president. 46% said they wouldn't even consider casting a ballot for him. But over half of the 54 were individuals who gave credit to the economy. Economy, stupid. Do you understand how important that is to getting elected? Democrats, get to work. Stop playing these games.
And the economy just became a whole lot more.
I know. I mean, imagine this
weekend.
came out today. Well, that means it was taken before the news came out, probably Friday.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, the real news came out yesterday afternoon.
Right. So look at this.
It was like the preview was on Friday. The movie was last night, and it was a blockbuster. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. Once again, you are listening to the American Adversaries. Please follow John on his Facebook page. That's John Barros on Facebook. That's 2 R's. And you can also please like us and follow us on Facebook as well. That's American Adversaries, 2 capital A's. And then also on our YouTube channel, American Adversaries. And please do subscribe to us there. And you're going to be hearing Larry Elder here shortly. So stick around for more great radio right here tonight, right now.
And remember, it's Frank's birthday, Wednesday.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
Spring is almost here. That means it's time for the 35th annual All British Car Show on Saturday, April 6th, featuring all makes of British cars, both classic and contemporary. Come see these magnificent machines and help judge them at the pavilions in Central Winds Park in beautiful Winter Springs. Four Rivers Barbecue, Tijuana Flats, and Jeremiah's Ice will provide the food. The cars, judging, vendors, and lots more will provide the fun. And there's a playground for the kids. Admission is free Saturday, April 6th, 9 to 4. For more info, go to allbritishcarclub.com or Central Florida British Car Club on Facebook. Hi, Chris Hart here. You know, I always bring you the best companies that improve your life. Now, I want to introduce you to Dr. Ronald Trevisani of Lifetime Teeth Today, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon for over 20 years. If you need dental implants or oral surgery, this is the guy and this is the place to go. Receive the highest level of dental implant care from a trusted oral surgeon. And by the way, his patients love him.
I can eat everything and I enjoy life much more. I really do. I don't have to worry about toothaches, fillings, or anything.
We had corn on the cob last night with a filet mignon. It made my toes curl up.
Dr. Trevisani, one office, one day, Lifetime Teeth Today. Multiple locations. Call 407-598-8141. Dr. Trevisani, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon. Show that smile again. Call 407-598-8141 today. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that one of the biggest investments we'll make in life is the house we choose to make our home. So why make this investment without knowing exactly what you're getting into? That's where Aubrey Kahn of Firm Foundation Home Inspections comes in. He'll make sure that excitement over the purchase of a house or rental property or commercial property doesn't turn into a nightmare after you take the keys. To get the most thorough and complete inspection, go to orlandoshomeinspector.com or just call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254. Don't roll the dice on your home purchase. Remember, call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254.
I do too, don't you? All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I bet Donald Trump's been feeling pretty good today too, and he has every reason to.
I know. And so is actually all his constituency. We all feel great, right?
Yeah.
You know, the cloud has, not that we ever thought there was a cloud on him anyway, but it's just totally lifted.
Yeah.
We can respond with pride.
I want to ask you guys one thing. Do you think, though, that Donald Trump owes Mueller an apology?
No, I don't.
Really?
Because Mueller
For saying it was a witch hunt and all
because
that?
it was. And we've talked about this repeatedly.
But was that his fault or whoever it was that wanted this to happen? It's not like it was him.
I think what Trump's opinion is, Mueller was smart enough to know that his appointment was a violation of the special counsel law.
Oh, okay.
Because the special counsel law specifies you must have a crime to investigate. You can't
appoint a special counsel to go find a crime. And that's what he was appointed to do. This is what Abe pointed out earlier when he said in the report, according to the summary letter, no evidence of collusion was found, meaning there never was any. So there was never a crime to investigate.
Plus, don't you think, Chris, the optics of all the attorneys he hired that were Hillary Clinton related type attorneys,
Wasn't it like 17 of them?
And that business with the obstruction of justice. That was their way of sticking it to Trump.
Yep.
They couldn't stick it to him on the collusion, so they stuck it to him on that.
Mm-hmm.
See, as I said before repeatedly, the Department of Justice policy and the Privacy Act specify that if an investigation does not result in charges, you do not release the results of the investigation.
No commentary.
And this is why lying, leaking, thieving Jim Boy Comey did Hillary Clinton such a disservice when he came out on July 5th, 2016, and said, we've completed our investigation, and she did this, and that, but we're not going to charge her. That was totally wrong. That was against policy. It was against the law. And we called it that day.
Mm-hmm.
You, me, and McKnight were in here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I said that day it was against the law. And I said that day he wasn't supposed to do that, not even to Hillary Clinton. I said, now I kind of, take what we can get.
I know it didn't break you up too much,
no,
Chris.
But we realized immediately what they did was wrong, and they did it again.
Okay.
So I don't think he owes Mueller. I think Mueller owes him an apology, along with everybody else who accused him of this.
Chris, I think they owe us a $25 million policy. We had a taxpayer. How about $1,000 an hour for the investigation fee to these attorneys?
Indeed.
Do you think that was enough? And where do you think a lot of that $25 million is going to end up? Probably back in the Democratic Party and contributions by these people who worked on the committee, right?
Well, that $25 million, a lot of it went to pay the lawyers and investigators.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying, they'll probably be more apt to make a contribution to the brotherhood.
All right. Speaking of contributions, we would like you folks to help John out by making a contribution to his effort for the Walk for Life, which is coming up a week from Saturday on April the 6th.
Yes.
Correct? Tell us what it's all about.
It's for Choices
Women's Clinic.
Women's Clinic. It's getting late. My brain's frying. But it's for Choices Women's Clinic. They are a medical clinic with real doctors, real nurses, and they are the place that I send the girls that I meet at the abortion clinic.
They come out
there.
and
yes.
Right.
And they start getting the help they need right there.
They do the sonograms. They started out doing sonograms. Now they do a full workup.
Everything, correct.
Right.
And
no charge to these girls.
No charge, no. So for them to not pay a charge, then we need you to pay a charge, and that's to donate to this. And it's a really good thing. You can find it on the Choices site, I believe, or you can.
That's choiceswomensclinic.org.
Right, or you can make me your Facebook friend. It's on my wall, and you could donate there. It's very important. They're opening up another location now, right across the street from UCF. So they're not planning on just staying where they are. They just want to always keep reaching out into the city to help these girls wherever you can find them before they get down to see me.
And by the way, the Walk for Life is going to be held at the Blue Jacket Park over there in Baldwin Park, right there off of Corrine Drive. And it will be that Saturday morning,
right,
April the 6th. Come on out, bring your kids. It's a family affair, family fun event. And
how much is it, John, for them to enter?
To go to the walk, it's nothing. They can just go.
Oh.
But to support somebody like me, it's whatever you want to or whatever you feel God's leading you to do. But I'll tell you, I've seen them, through their help, I've literally seen hundreds of girls choose life over these years. And it's the most amazing thing. One girl actually, not just her baby got saved, but she did as well, because the doctor said that if she would have had that abortion that day, she would have died as well as her baby. And and Choices is the one that caught that and got her sent over to
Right.
Florida Hospital.
Yeah. Situation was the grandmother had dropped her off for the abortion. She came out. They sent her over to Choices. The grandmother found out, went over and got her, and then brought her back for an abortion. She came out again, went over to Choices. Choices did a workup on her and sent her straight to the hospital. They immediately admitted her, did a C-section, saved both their lives. The little boy's name is Marcus, and I predict he'll one day be in the NFL.
Jeez, well then he'll be able to take care of John. And he won't have any problems.
Maybe he'll introduce me to Barry
say,
Sanders.
yeah, I know. I mean, well,
right.
John, I'm going to give you a check right now for $100.
So you can help John by going to his Facebook page. That's John Barros on Facebook, 2 R's, or just show up there that morning. And if you'd like to do your own sponsorship thing, we welcome you to do that. But once again, the Choices Women's Center provides these services to these women for no charge. And they also, by the way, provide counseling services to both men and women who have had their children aborted. They do provide counseling services. So,
and when you think of all the work John puts in, though, Chris, hours,
I don't know how he does it.
Weeks.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how, without people like this, boy, our society would be a lot more bankrupt. I can tell you that. So
well, I know
thank
John,
God for people like John.
I know John credits the word and God, and he's right.
Mm-hmm.
But if he wasn't there delivering it, there'd be hundreds or
Right.
thousands of children who wouldn't be alive today because they would have been aborted and killed as well.
Yeah.
So once again, John Barros, 2 R's on Facebook. In the meantime, once again, the hours just go by too fast. But we'll pick it up again tomorrow. It is Trump and Tuesday. Now, Randy's going to be in Washington, D.C., so we'll have another guest sit in with us. But, of course, Mike will be here. He will be out Wednesday, but he'll be back Thursday. And we will not do the contest this Thursday because the Rays are opening their baseball season, and we'll preempt the show. But we'll still be on
That's
on the
right.
radio.
We'll be on target only during baseball
You can see
nights.
us on our Facebook page. You'll be able to see us on our YouTube channel and your smart devices. Download that free Answer Orlando app, our website, AmericanAdversaries.com, your Alexa devices. We'll still be here. I hope you'll be here with us.
Be on satellite.
Night, everybody.
On the moon.
News, opinion, passion. FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer. WORL. Altamont Springs, Orlando. A service of Salem Media Group. It's 7 o'clock.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. Senate Republicans have again blocked a unanimous consent resolution that pushed for a public release of the Mueller report.
In a moment of parliamentary one-upsmanship, for a second time, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer put forth the motion,
calling for the public release of this important report.
Schumer's previous unanimous consent attempt to pass the House's resolution was met with an objection by Senate Judiciary Chair Graham. This time it was Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
I'm going to object in order to allow the special counsel and the Justice Department to finish.
The House unanimously